So last week we'll do a retro recap about what we learned last week on Friday. That was about evolution of money, and we said that money is a medium. Money is anything which is used as a medium of exchange. So anything can be used as exchange, as in it doesn't matter whether it's metal or coins or fiat or paper money. It's something that a community agrees and uses it as a medium of exchange. It has value. The community has created a value on that medium. So we saw evolution of money as the word money. This one we never defined where the word money came from, and it came from the word monet. The origin of money is lost. Hunting society, skin for wildlife, were used as money. Pastoral society used livestock. Agricultural society used grains and foods as a medium of exchange. The Romans used cattle and salt. This one I mentioned. Then money was developed according to needs and requirement. Main aim was to remove the shortcomings of barter system. So that's how money came to be as a result of removing the shortcoming of barter trade. Since there are different stages of evolution of money, and one was commodity money, metallic money, paper money, credit money, and electronic money. And then we have number six, cryptocurrencies, which is also a form of electronic money. So under electronic money, there are two classes of electronic money. We have Visa. No, we have mobile payment, and cryptocurrencies. Yeah. So mobile payment is the paper money converted to digital money. The mobile money transfer are the same as paper money, but now in form of electronic. So under commodity money, we say that people used cows and goats. So when different commodities were used as a medium of exchange, that was barter trade. Cows, goats, axes, dried fish were used as medium of exchange. Uh, Under commodity money, there were some problems that arised, and that's when now coin came. You remember I mentioned about the characteristics of coin. So these are the characteristics of money. This one. So characteristics of money, they must be general acceptability. Stability of value must be there. The medium of exchange must have stability in value. It, it, it shouldn't depreciate in value. Then transportability. Transportability means that it's easy to transport. So with commodity money, there were shortcomings with it. One, uh, when you get dried fish, that fish would, with a few week or in a few days, that fish would spoil. So the value of commodity money depreciates with time. And the transportability of cows, let's say, for if you want to exchange cows for a phone, then there is there is the value is not equivalent to the value of cows to phone is different. So it has to have that stability of value, and then transportability. So if you're buying uh, a grain of rice, sacks of rice, and you want them to be transported to a long distance during those time, then it would have been hard. So that was one major shortcoming of commodity money. And then storability, the way it's stored. Then divisibility. When it comes to selling, also the same thing as cows. I mentioned that cows are not divisible. Cows are not divisible. A shoe is not divisible, so you cannot use commodity money for exchanging. So these are some of the things that I think I didn't mention, and I think yeah. So stalling problem, durability was also a problem, and transportation was a big problem, and also divisibility, and also divisibility. So that was commodity money. Then we have metallic money. Metallic money, the next step in evolution was the discovery of precious metals like gold, silver, copper. Metallic money consists of coins made of gold, silver, copper, or nickel as a mode of payment. So with the discovery of this metal, then the divisibility problem and storage and transportation problem has been solved, because gold, copper, silver are easy to transport in bulk, and then the store in value is also increases in with time. Because with gold can live a longer period of time without depreciating and the value going down. Because yeah, same as copper and silver. Compared to commodity money, you see now that the storage and durability problem has been sorted. They were able to solve that. Then metallic money or uncoined metals. Metals were not used as coin but as bullion. This created the problem of measuring the weight and value. So, a major problem that arise was that there were metals which were heavy. There were metals which were heavy than others. Then the weight and value of coin, they had to create a standard way of measuring the coin's weight and value. Because you might have a bar of gold which is 1 kg, and then another person comes with 500 grams of gold, but see now the weight and its value is different. It will be valued differently. So supply of money also became problem when mines were free used up or new mines were discovered. So this was another big problem, that when new mines were discovered, then the supply of gold would be great, and the supply of silver will also be uh, big in the ecosystem. So there was that issue of demand and supply. How do we maintain this demand, and how do we maintain the supply, at the same time maintaining the value of the coins? That's when now the banks that's when now the coined metals were created. As next step, standard coins were created. They had a standard weight and value. Problem of uncoined metals dissolved by the use of coined metals. So these coined metals were, excuse, excuse. Hello. So with the introduction of coined metals, then there was a standard way of a standard weight and value, and then there were standard coins. So that's when they introduced which coins should be this value, which coins should be this value. So like this one, I think this one is a Nikon metal, Nikon coined metal. Then there is silver. That's why you also find that in your country that we have silver maybe for 1 bob, copper maybe for 20 bob, and uh, copper with combination of a combination of another metal to create value. So they are different. This was as a result of uncoined metal and coined metals, and then they were created in a circular form so that they have the same size and yeah. So when it comes to Ethereum and cryptocurrency, there are also standards which you've maybe you have heard people talk about the ERC20 token and unfungible tokens. It's the same. It's almost the same way. They establish a standard form of creating cryptocurrencies and creating currencies, so that people don't come up with their own coins, and also for acceptability, like usability for users also, when they want to integrate these currencies with other currencies. So it would be unfair if somebody is exchanging gold for copper, because unless uh, the amount of copper will be greater than the amount of copper will be greater to match that of gold. Yeah, so that's why such standards are created. Yeah. Then under metallic money can be fully boarded like this one. It can be a full silver coin whose face value is equal to the value of the metal contained in it, or token money. Now, token money, its face value is higher than intrinsic value, the value of the metal itself. Then under this one, intrinsic value is something that is also which is used when you want to create to add value to something. When you want to add value to something, I'll come back to it. Yeah. So then they realized there were after metallic money, there was another problem for transportation of gold, and another thing was theft. There was so much theft, and burdens were all over. So they had to come up with a way to counter that. That's when now the paper money was created. So paper money was introduced as a mode of payment, originated as a receipt issued by Goldsmith. These receipts were then later on used for payment. Difference in the value of receipts were becoming a problem, because people would create their own receipts. So this receipt generally means that Goldsmith have these particular golds in their vault. So this receipt will be written that Goldsmith has this amount of gold that belongs to maybe Damaris, and then it's Damaris golds are stored by Goldsmith, like 10 of them. So in the paper there will be a note saying that there are 10 gold golds gold bars in Goldsmith's hands, and then a signature from Goldsmith. So this also became a problem because people would fake their own receipts, and then there was no standard for this paper money. So then they go back to the drawing board and then come up with standards and regulations on how the size of the paper should be this. There should be a signature, there should be a tracking number, it should be incremental, such kind of rules and regulation. So paper money refers to the note issued by the state or by the bank, usually the central bank of a particular country. Paper money can be representative paper, convertible paper, or fiat paper. So we also saw the difference in paper money, because we have paper money that is backed up by gold, and then we have fiat currency or fiat paper money, which is government imposed, that is enforced by the government. It has no backing of anything. It is not backed by gold or oil or anything. Yeah. Then paper money or representative money, it is the money which is fully backed by equivalent metallic reserves. We have convertible money, paper, which is convertible into coins on demand. So you can exchange it into coins when there is demand. Then we have fiat paper or fiat currency, which is not redeemable or convertible into gold or silver on demand. It is accepted because it is declared legal tender by the issuing authority and has general acceptance as a medium of exchange. So the intrinsic value of fiat money is nil. It doesn't have intrinsic value. So since we have encountered this word again, I think it's high time we talk about it. So intrinsic is having a natural value, having natural value. So is a measure of what an asset is worth. This measure is arrived at by means of an objective calculation on complex financial model rather than using the currently trading market price of that assets. So the asset has its own value. The asset has its own value, not just the market value. People who have done finance, they have a way they do calculation. So I'm not much of a finance guy or a trade analyst. So yeah, that one I won't dive that much deep into it. So we have another form of currency or money, and that is credit money. So most people in the US normally talk about credit money. Do you have a credit card? They normally talk about that. So includes bank money, different instrument offered by the bank, their checks, draft, and other convenient, safe, and easily convertible into cash. It's like near money. It's almost money. Then we have electronic money. Electronic money, also known as e-cash or e-money, or electronic currency or digital cash or digital currency, refers to money or strip which is exchanged only electronically. Typically, this involves use of computer network, internet, and digital store value. So this is where we are at now. We have PayPal, we have Visa, we have cryptocurrencies, and yeah, we have all that. So that's all about money. So I mentioned about also the characteristic of money. So the currency has to be generally accepted by a community. It has to be stable, of stability in value. It has to be easy to transport. It has to have easy to store, and also divisible. So those are the characteristic of currency, and that's the reason why I said that the beginning, money is anything that you can make. You can you we Money is something that we can agree. The three of us right now, we can agree that we will be using pencils as a form of payment in our class. So anybody who wants to buy a book will have to come with pencils. But again, that pencil has to be divisible into pieces. It has to be easy to transport. It has to be easy to store. It has to be, must have its own intrinsic value. Yeah. So that's it about money. And yeah, that was a recap on money. So today I will be introducing to uh, Ethereum. Do an introduction to Ethereum. What is Ethereum, and why Ethereum? Those will be okay. Not that one. Yeah. So this is it. Okay, let me share my screen. Yeah, so today I will be introducing to you what is Ethereum, and we will have an overview, Ethereum basics, what is under the hood in Ethereum, and smart contract development and deployment, and also how to connect them to a real life. How now do you convert that smart contract? It's something that people can be able to interact with on their smart phones. So Ethereum was founded by a Russian Canadian programmer at the age of 19. He co-founded Ethereum when he was only 19 years old. That was in 2013. So Bitcoin, initially, Vitalik Buterin was working as a Bitcoin magazine. He was publishing he used to write blogs on the Bitcoin magazine. And that's when the idea was born. So he suggested changes on the Bitcoin to make Bitcoin a more way of like now what Bitcoin is just a payment option, a way that you can be able to pay. But with Ethereum, the changes he was suggested, he implemented them on the Ethereum blockchain, whereby he wanted Bitcoin to be more than just a cryptocurrency, a blockchain that people can be able to create other applications on top of it. So that was in 2013. He came up with the idea. The idea was crowdfunded in 2014, and then Ethereum Foundation was born. The first release and official release was in 2016, and right now we have what we know as Ethereum. Yes, yes, Ambrose. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Okay, Ambrose is raising his word. Could you kindly type on the chat if it's a question? Hello? Ambrose, could you kindly type on the chat because I can't hear you? Hello? Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah, together with somebody known as Nick Zabon, who is the co-founder of Ethereum, who is also a co-founder of Ethereum. So that's about Vitalik. So there are basic important concept of blockchain, and one of the most important concept is cryptography. Cryptography, we did talk about secure hash algorithm. So in this topic, we will dive more on what kind of cryptography Ethereum uses and how we can see the different types of cryptography. Then we have blockchain accounts. So we normally have two accounts. They are all and wallets. We have two types of account. That is smart contracts account and individually owned accounts. And then we have smart contracts. That is Solidity as the language which is used. So okay. I hope you can still see my screen. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So Ethereum, as I have said, it was launched in 2015 by Vitalik Buterin. Ethereum is a decentralized open source blockchain with smart contract functionality. It enables smart contracts and distributed applications that is dApps to be built and learn without any downtime, fraud, control, or interference from any third party. Ether, or ETH, is the native cryptocurrency of the platform. It is the second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization after Bitcoin. ETH is used as fuel to, to power the Ethereum network and execute smart contract. ETH is also paid to miners, the people learning the network. Is gas cost to make uh, the features below possible. That is the smart contracts and dApps. So we have differences between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin, in theory, it has a limit of 21 million Bitcoins ever produced, which makes it a defractionally currency. Its total amount in circulation shrinks over time. Bitcoin halving event is when the reward for mining Bitcoin transaction is cut in half. This event also cuts in half Bitcoin inflation rate and the rate at which new Bitcoins enter circulation. Either has no limit, it's more like fiat currency, so it can be minted on more ETH created, but does not have a fixed ratio of production. Currently, a little over 15.5 million Ether is mined every year, which comes down to 5 ETH every second. So uh, some other slides here, uh, which will show us the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Yeah. So the first ones, this one, the limit, Bitcoin has a limit of 21 million, means that at the end of I can't remember the exact years, but at the end, Bitcoin supply will get finished as the year goes. But for Ethereum, the total supply is not limited. They don't have it has no limit, so it can, as the currency grow, the coin also is able to mint other coins. So Ethereum versus traditional blockchains. So cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are only really meant for payment. Blockchain like Namecoin can do other things, but are still highly specialized. So that's when now Ethereum was created, and that's the purpose why Ethereum was created. So Ethereum is meant as a general usage platform upon which other applications can be built. Ethereum has a virtual machine as the core of the platform. You can deploy programs of arbitrarily complexity to the EVM, that is the Ethereum virtual machine. So Ethereum virtual machine, in other words, it's like a world computer, whereby all the applications, all the smart contract that has been created on the platform is deployed and is stored. So code deployed to the EVM is learned by every node on the network. The EVM allow for extreme fault tolerance, zero downtime, censorship resistant, and immutability. That is the Ethereum virtual machine. So wanted to show you something from here. Hello, I hope you can see my browser. Hello, can you see my browser? You can type on the chat if you can see my browser.
Yes.
Okay. So this is Etherscan. Etherscan. Last week I showed you Etherscan and how you can be able to navigate and see the different types of cryptocurrencies available. So if you search here, there is ERC20 tokens, and then there is ERC721. Now, once you deploy everything, this is just an interface to this is an interface to show you how you can be able to interact with the different ERC20 tokens. And one of the so once you deploy from what we did on the ID limits IDE, when you deploy your code, you are deploying it to the Ethereum virtual machine, which in later on compiles and compresses the code into ABIs. That is kind of JSON format, which is in JSON format. And then you are able to, then once you deploy it, you are able to have such an interface. So you have like, this is the cryptocurrency that I created, which is in the market. So you have like a total supply, which I was talking about. The total supply is the number of coin which is available, which which comes together with the contract. So if you have a project, you will have like the total supply of money that you want to spend. Then you will have the circulating supply. The circulating supply is what is being hold is what people are holding. Is what people are holding. This one. And then we have the transfers. So these are the total number of transfers the coin has had from ever from the day that the contract was created. And then we have the contract address. So this is the wallet that I was talking about. So we have individual wallets and we have contract address. And then for most cryptocurrencies in Ethereum, they are Latin decimal places. They are Latin decimal places. And then we have the official sites of the the company and the social profiles of that company. Yeah. So with this, you are able to like be able to get the information of the smart contract or the token that has been created, and also be able to see in this particular contract there are things that have there are transactions that have happened, and they are gone they are from this address to this address. So if it's like this one was from Uniswap to a private account, then the other one from this account to another account. So this one 00800, it's the Genesis address. The Genesis address is the first wallet that is created. So every coin that is burnt, it goes to this address, and those coins no longer have value in them. If they are taken back to the Genesis account, it's like going into the beginning of time. Yeah. So that is the basically how you can be able to like interact with Ethereum. Then we have this tab that has read and write contract. So to read the contract, this is the the way you are able to read the contract, like the name of the contract, it's Upricoin. The available founder supply is supposed to be on that address. The number of coins claimed, which is 0. The available bonus supply. This the bonus supply is depending on the structure of your contract. It's the if you want to give people bonuses, you create all those. You divide all that from the total supply. Then we have available airdrop supply. This for airdrop. This is the total supply of the coin. The number of holders, you can query and see whether that person is a holder of that token. Then we have the decimal places, which is 18 decimal places. Bitcoin is 8 decimal places. It's 8 decimal places. So 8 decimal places means that it has another value from this point all the way forwards up to 18 decimal places, which all the ERC20 tokens under the Ethereum all in the platform is something that it's a standard that the Ethereum community came up with to make sure that people are using the 18 decimal places. Then we have the total supply. It's the same as the first one. You have available founder supply. So you get the total supply and then you minus the founder supply, what you want to allocate for different project. And then we have the version of the contract. And then we have the supply for sale. Then we have the rate. The rate is was started at 1,000 UBN, was equals to 1 ETH. So that's the rate at which you want to exchange your UBNs. Then we have a decimal factor. We have the balance of. So this one you can also query the balance of people, and this can only be done by the owner of the contract. Then we have this one is to get the holders count. Then we have the ICO address, we have available airdrop address, we have airdrops, we have owner, we have the total supply, the symbol. So depending with the architect of the contract, some other contract, as we will see in different with different coins, we'll see that they have different ways. You can either hold, you can also hold the coin if there is a malicious actor on the contract. Currently, it's forced, it's not halted. We have then allowance, and then we have minimum holder tokens, the minimum amount of token a person can hold on that coin. Then we have available owner supplier, and then we have the holders number. So the holders number, which is also represented here. And then you can write. So we said in blockchain, we only have read and write only. We only have read and write. You can only write and then you read many. So you can read you can read everything, but you can only write once. So these write once, we have functions, different functions that can be able to be performed. So this one, if you are a holder of UBN, you can do a transfer. Then the owner can approve people to spend the currency, the token that is, and then you can hold, you can burn the token, you can mint a token. So minting is generating more tokens than way normally the central bank of Kenya or Nigeria does. They mint other token depending with the economy or the way they, yeah. Then we have ban from. You can ban from different address. You can transfer. You can set the ICO address. You can unhold the contract. You can airdrop people, and then you can transfer ownership, and then you can you can airdrop many addresses, many wallets. So transfer ownership is something which is good when it comes to security of the contracts, like some DeFi applications, and something that I've also seen with Zero and Gitcoin. They have the management of the system. They have different levels of management, and they have people who have access to the contract in general. So in terms of ownership, there is a lot. This is where now the people who are securing not securing as such, but people who have ownership of this contract. There are projects which have one owner. There are projects which have different owners, depending on how they want to structure their blockchain or their smart contract and their application. Yeah. Then I have something else to show you. This I think people have. I think people have seen this one. it's called coin360.com. This is where you can be able to see the different market, the way the market is behaving. And currently right now the market looks so bad because it's almost everything is led. And then you can view for the exchanges. So exchanges also have native coins. They have coins that they are using. So the best exchanges right now which are making good, Binance has have a BNB coin. We have Rockets, we have Huobi Global, we have Upbit. They have different. They do have their own coins that you use to exchange and yeah. So these are the markets on the exchanges. Which exchange is doing good, which other exchanges are doing yeah. So that's on the exchanges. So and Ethereum. Let's go back to Ethereum. So before we go into Ethereum, deep into Ethereum, we need to understand why we have it. We have blockchain, or what is blockchain in terms of web development. Because we have had people talk about web 2, web 3, web 1.0. So we need to understand. So in the beginning, we had Web 1.0. Web 1.0 refers to the first stage of the World Wide Web evolution. So earlier there were only few content creators in Web 1.0, with a huge majority of users who are consumers of content. Personal web pages were common, consisting mainly of pages static web pages hosted on ISP LAN web servers, or no, all on free web hosting services. So this in Web 1.0, you could only read on the web. You couldn't change anything. Most of these were like phone services. So phone services were not phone services, but biographies of persons. You could only read a biography, you could only read news, you couldn't interact with the web. With the web. So for design essentials of Web 1.1, Web 1.0 site included static pages. Content is served from the server file system. Pages built using server-side includes all common gateway interface CGI, frames and tables used to position and align the element on a page. So it was very static. You couldn't interact with it. Then came Web 2.0. So five major features of Web 2.0 are free sorting of information, permits users to retrieve and classify the information collectively, dynamic dynamically con- dynamic content that is responsive to user input. Information flows between site owner and site users by means of evaluation and online commenting. Developed APIs to allow self-usage, such as by a software application. Web access leads to concern different from the traditional internet user base as to a wider variety of user. So Web 2 is what right now we have as social medias. So we have commenting, we are able to comment, we are able to interact with the website, we are able to classify information. We are the Web 2, that is Facebook, Twitter. You are able to also interact with Facebook and Twitter. Through the use of APIs, Twitter was able to move its applications to mobile, to even have to use a TV, so that you can be able to interact with Web 2. So generally, Web 2 refers to the version of the internet most of us know today, an internet dominated by companies that provide services in exchange for your personal data. So one of the biggest shortcoming about Web 2.0 is that companies like Facebook, Google, Twitter, and Amazon, and the FANG, they call them the FANG, that is Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, yeah. They mainly benefit more. They benefit from what we give them. They like In recent years we have had Cambridge Analytica, where Facebook sold people's data to manipulate election. We have also had Twitter having manipulated the US, kind of somehow manipulated the US election. So they benefit from our data. That data, when it's evaluated and categorized, then they are able to benefit. Those are the biggest shortcomings of Web 2.0. So this led to the creation of decentralized internet, and that is Web 3. So Web 3, in the context of Ethereum, refers to decentralized apps that run on the blockchain. These are apps that allow anyone to participate without monetizing their personal data. And that is one of the advantage of Web3. So below us are the main features that can help us define Web 3.0. So Web 3 is schematic web. The succeeding evolution of the web involves the schematic web. The schematic web improves web technologies in demand to create, share, and connect content through search and analysis based on the capability to comprehend the meaning of words rather than on keywords or numbers. Artificial intelligence. Web3 has what Web3 is also artificial intelligence is also a classification of Web3. Combining this capability with natural language processing in Web 3.0, computers can distinguish information like humans in order to provide faster and more relevant results. They become more intelligent to fulfill the requirements of users. We also have 3D graphics. The three-dimension design is being used widely in website and services in Web 3.0. Museum guides, computer games, e-commerce, geospatial context, and others are all examples that use 3D graphics. So we have also seen places like in China doing billboards using 3D graphics. So that is also part of Web 3, because now the web has interactivities. It's becoming more human-like. We have connectivity with Web 3. Information is more connected thanks to its schematic metadata. As a result, the user experience evolves to another level of connectivity that leverages all the available information. Ambiguity. Content is accessible by multiple applications. Every device is connected to the web. The services can be used everywhere. So this is what we are having right now. Different people have been able to like buy smart fridges, which have been able to connect to the web, which are connected to the internet. So when you're at home, when you're at your office, and then you don't have any milk on your refrigerator, then your fridge will automatically notify your phone that the milk store is about to get finished, or you don't have milk on your fridge. So you get to buy before on your way, or when you are still in the office, you are able to buy that milk. So in some countries, they have advanced. They have even gone to Web 4. They have also advanced to Web 4. So Web 4.0 is more like is a symbiosis. It's a symbiosis. It's like they it's also known as symbiotic web. The idea being the symbiotic web is that once the metadata are organized in Web 3, human and machine can interact with in symbiosis. Those are people who are now trying to like create chips that can be able to communicate with the human brain, or something that can be controlled by some people call them enhancement. Like it's like an enhancement where people have robotic arms, and they can also get enhancement on their skin in such a way that they can be able to communicate. They can be able to control machines with using their minds, or gestures, or something like that. So that is Web 4. That is Web 4. So some country has actually gone up to that level of Web 4. Yeah. And some of my friends keep talking about developing on Web 2, while the world is dynamically moving to Web 3 and Web 4. Yeah. So many Web 3 developers have chosen to build dApps because of Ethereum inherent decentralization. So these are the benefits for Web 3. So anyone who is on the network has permission to use the service, or in other words, permission isn't required. No one can block you or deny you access to the service. Payments are built in via the native token, that is ETH. Ethereum is turning complete, meaning that you can create anything, meaning you can pretty much program anything on the network. So let's see the differences between Web 2 and Web 3. So of course there are differences between the two, and also there are advantages and disadvantages of Web 2 and Web 3. So in Twitter, we'll compare between the social platforms that we have. That is Twitter, which is generally used. Twitter can censor any account or tweet. In fact, sometimes they do even delete your account. They block and delete your account. So in Web 3, tweets would not be uncensorable because control is decentralized. Payment services may decide to not allow payment for certain types of work. And also, even in some countries, payment services are blocked. So if you're living in countries like is it Syria or Syria, these countries that normally have terrorism, some of the payments are even blocked. Some of the payment methods are even blocked. So the moment you say that you are living in this country, then you are prohibited to use certain forms of payment method. So that is one of the disadvantages of Web 2. In Web 3, payment apps require no personal data and cannot prevent payment. So if I want to send Bitcoins, nobody is in control of who I want to send to, or it's bound, and it has no borders. It has no borders. If somebody is on the moon and there is connectivity, then I can send them Bitcoins, and I can send them Ethereum without the need of authorization from authorities. Servers for gig economy apps could go down and affect worker income. Web3 servers cannot go down. They use Ethereum, a decentralized network of 1,000 of computers, as their backend. So if a server, let's say if an application like Upwork is hosted in US, and then there is some down, something affects, something collides, or the server goes down in a way, then at that particular day, people would be able to have income. But if a server in US goes down that is hosting Ethereum, then Ethereum will continue as relying because it's also hosted somewhere else in the world, that is maybe in Europe. Then if a server in Europe goes down, then the network does not go down because it's all interconnected. It's all interconnected. So at the same time, this does not mean that all services need to be turned into a DApp, that is decentralized application. These are just examples. These examples are illustrative of the main differences between Web 2 and Web 3 services. So those are the major differences between Web 2 and Web 3. In case somebody has a question, you can ask. Hello?
Yeah, we are with you.
Yeah. So in case you have a question, you can ask.
No question from my side.
Okay. And you, Damaris?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is Bitcoin centralized or decentralized?
It's decentralized. It's decentralized. Bitcoin has no border. Nobody is in control of it. So the Bitcoin is decentralized, but the reason why Ethereum is much better when it comes to developing application is that it's turning let's see, it's turning complete. Turning complete is that means that you can be able to create other applications on top of Ethereum, whereas in Bitcoin you cannot be able to create other applications. So Bitcoin makes it just a decentralized form of payment because it doesn't have any other use case. Yeah. Apart from payment and use of like remittance and that, but the Bitcoin network and the Bitcoin is decentralized. Yeah. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. And also concerning now Bitcoin halving, where
Mhm.
the amount of Bitcoins is limited to 21 million, is that
Mhm.
not a good thing so that since with time
Mhm.
there's shortage because the miner's reward is reduced? Do you think that is a good feature that will make the price of Bitcoin go up compared to Ethereum?
Yeah, definitely. That is the reason why the price of that is the reason why the price of Bitcoin goes high. Because when there is the supply is low, then the demand increases and making the value of Bitcoin go high. Unlike for Ethereum, where its value or the intrinsic value comes from the use case it has with smart contracts and decentralized application. Because most applications which are built on Ethereum rely on Ethereum. Like let's see, for example, you see Uniswap. In Uniswap, for you to like swap tokens, if you want to swap tokens, like let's say you want to swap USDT, You want to swap USDT. Let's say, for example, you want to swap USDT. That is USDT, and then we can select another token like EV. So like 120, and then it should autofill. Yeah. Sorry. So you want to exchange USDT to EV. That is if so, for this transaction to go through, you must have ETH. You must have ETH. So the value of Ethereum is generally created by the use case of it. So that this transaction is completed, you must have ETH for the transaction to be completed. So the demand of Ethereum will uh, will be on the use case itself. There are two types of currency or tokens. When we will talk about tokens, there are tokens which are created for securities. There are tokens which are created for use case. I don't remember the term. It's supposed to be utility tokens. Yeah, they are utility tokens. Utility means that these tokens have use case. Yeah, yeah. But once, yeah,
Okay, I don't think I've really understood the why we
mhm.
cannot have maybe smart contracts in the, do we call it the Bitcoin network, or do we call it the Bitcoin
Okay,
blockchain? What is it called? Like that the special feature in Ethereum that supports that.
okay. So the special feature that supports the smart contract in Ethereum is the Ethereum virtual machine, which is able to, like, the Ethereum virtual machine is part of the platform. But on one hand, think of it as Ethereum. Mm, Ethereum has the blockchain itself, the blockchain part. Yeah, Ethereum have the blockchain. It's divided into layers. I hope you can see my browser.
Yes.
Architecture. So it's basically on the way Ethereum architecture is created is what makes it special, which differentiates it from Ethereum. So we have the Ethereum network. We have the Ethereum network, and then we have the machines. So we have full node and lightweight node. Looking the one which has together with the smart contracts. Yeah. So this is how it actually looks like. So we have an externally owned account. That is the user's account who sends a message to invoke a contract function or send it to another account. So the smart contracts live in the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine node. That's where they live. And then we have the other nodes. So Bitcoin does not have such capabilities. It doesn't have a virtual machine where a smart contract can reside. Yeah. Think of having a dam, like a water dam, creating a reservoir of water. And then in this reservoir of water, the only way you can do is to go and collect that water from that reservoir without having. But when you create another tank somewhere, then that water will be easily spread to other people. So that is how the EVM looks like. It's a way that people can be able to tap into that tank of water and being able to distribute that water to other participant in that water ecosystem. So Bitcoin only have that reservoir where you can be able to get that water, do some simple payment. But if you want to do irrigation, then you will have to like improvise, and by improvising means that it will be time consuming because you will have now to create other platforms that you will have to kind of enhance the system so that it has an EVM. And that was one of the major proposal Vitalik was trying to propose, but they kind of thought that it was kind of uh, it wasn't for them, so they never accepted the proposal. So that's when Vitalik went and created such. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, it's understood. And okay, that means if we have a token in the Ethereum network, it cannot be used in any other network unless we create a wrapped token. Or how comes at times I see like we don't have Bitcoin in the Ethereum network, but we have, I think it's called the wrapped Bitcoin or something.
Yeah.
What really happens? Is it that you cannot use a token from another network and bring it to a new network? What really happens?
So what happens is that to trade, when it comes to trading these coins are different, are from different networks. So Bitcoin networks has a different architect, and Ethereum network has a different architect. So for Ethereum, we saw that Ethereum has 18 decimal places, and Bitcoin has 8 decimal places. So you see there is no compatibility. So you have to create a way that you 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 have to create a way that this token can now be able to communicate. Sometimes uh, those bridges are called, they are actually called bridges or oracles, and one of the is wrapped BTC. In Zero we have wrapped Zero BTC. It's a way to link these coins to work together. It's a way to make them work together. Then the same case for the Ethereum ecosystem for the tokens. We have wrapped ETH, this one, wrapped ETH. So wrapped ETH is for you to be able to like connect, interact with the tokens directly, so that when you now go to wrapped, when you have tokens, when you have wrapped Ethereum, then you can be able now to like connect directly to the Ethereum. Think of the wrapped ETH as these guys who do the exchanges are called who do we normally call them? The guys who exchange your dollar to your USD to Kenya currency. The bank does that.
Bureau de change.
Yes.
Bureau de change.
Yeah. So the bank do that, and what Ambrose is saying, they're yeah, bureau de change, and yeah, they do that. So think of because you cannot go directly and exchange. Uh, there are those people who have reserves Kenya currency. So you go and give them USD, and then they give you Kenya shillings. So those are like, think of them as wrapped ethers. Those guys, yeah. Because there is no different, like I have said, there are. You see, this Ubricoin has a different architect. If we go to another coin, let's go to Etherscan and take a look at something like Gitcoin. Because different currency have their use cases. They have different use cases. So as you can see, this is sorry. This is Gitcoin, and you can see the architect of Gitcoin, the coin, is different. They have get current votes, of which is not similar to Ubri coins, So you see the Ubri coin architect, it's different. I hope you can see my browser. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we are with you. We are with you.
Can you see my browser?
Yeah.
Okay. So Gitcoin. So this is on my left side we have Ubricoin, and on my right side we have Gitcoin. So you can see the differences. So under the read contract, you can see there is delegation type hash, of which is not available on Ubricoin. We have domain type hash, of which is not available on the other hand. So these coins are differently created. So for you to interact with Ethereum, you need a standard way of converting this token to a standard way that Ethereum token itself will understand, and that's why we have wrapped Ether. So we can also take a look at wrapped Ether and see how that coin looks like. So it has functions that are almost similar to. So this is wrapped ETH. So this is the only thing which is there. It has the name, total supply, and decimals, balance of symbol, and allowance. So every coin has a standard. Every coin has the standard of this. It has a name, it has a total supply, it has a decimal, it has a balance, it has a symbol, it has an allowance. So wealth is like abstracting a portion of the coin. Like let's say Gitcoin, abstracting the standard way, the standard things, the standard details that you want. So you want the name of the coin, you want the total supply of the coin you want to, and then you wrap it into ETH. Then you will be able now to exchange it into Ethereum or into BTC when you have wrapped BTC. Then we have other currencies like Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is a sprinter group. It's a group that sprinted from Ethereum, and they created their own cryptocurrency and named it Ethereum Classic. Yeah. So that's why we have wrapped Ether. I hope that is clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go. Okay. So that is why we have different that's why we have wrapped ethers, because the way they have written this function, like the mint or the mint allowed, this some of these features are not available in other coins. And then different programmers have a different way of creating. As I mentioned in the recap, as we go to different as we come to different technologies, different problems will arise, and different solution will be provided. Even in AI, they have the first way they created a robot. The rules that they used at that particular way, at that particular time, they have a standard that is the basics of the robot, that a robot should not injure a person, its owner. It shouldn't injure a person. So that's a law they have. They have, like, every person who is creating on AI will have to follow. So there are also standards, and yeah. So yeah. So we have seen the differences between Web 2 and Web 3. Now let's dive into Web 3 limitation. So Web 3 has some limitation at the moment, and one is scalability. So transactions have not yet reached. Transactions are slower on Web 3 because they are decentralized. Changes to state like payment need to be processed by a miner and propagated throughout the network. So some of with the recent development of hybrid blockchain, some blockchain have been able to, like, get a step ahead, because in zero transaction it takes like 1.2 or 2.2 1.1 second, one transaction, and the gas price is fair. So the new blockchain have actually been able to, like, cover the issue of scalability. And Ethereum, recently Ethereum deployed the EPS. Let's see the EPS changes. Ethereum EP uh, Ethereum EIP 15.5 upgrade update. So these are some of the major changes on Ethereum. They were supposed. I think they released it last over the weekend. It's supposed to, yeah. I think they released it over the weekend, because there was change in gas fee. I saw a tweet from Ethereum saying that the gas price is at least lower. So those are some of the changes they are trying to push, and also scalability, a way that the blockchain technology can be scaled up to be used in every sector. So UX is user experience and UI. So interacting with Web3 application can require extra step, software and education. This can be a handle to adoption. So UX and UI, as you have seen, this is not a good way to interact with the smart contracts. This is not a good way to interact with the contract. So there is a need to enhance this feature, and also to go an extra mile, like Gitcoin has gone an extra mile and created their own website that is able to interact with these tools. Cero has also done something. Let me show you a software that Cero uses for people to do staking. Uh, and also to participate on this upgrade. So people stake so that these updates are made and to approve changes. So as we wait for that to open, we have UI. UI is the user interface. So this for smart contract, we need a person who is equipped and well skilled in UI design.